Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming today. My name is Sergeant Jason Robillard. I'm a Media Relations Officer with the Vancouver Police. This morning we're going to look at trying to identify and encourage more victims from a random assault from last Tuesday. This is near the waterfront station on Cordova Street in Vancouver. Our Vancouver Police are investigating a series of unprovoked assaults last week near Waterfront Station. We're appealing for more victims to come forward. Just before 8:30 p.m. last Tuesday, May the 28th, Vancouver Police responded to several reports of a man randomly punching people near the C-Bus terminal at Waterfront Station in downtown Vancouver. Our officers discovered at least 5 people had been assaulted by the man. With help from several Good Samaritans and citizens, VPD officers located the suspect, who was identified as Stuart Schneider, a 32-year-old Vancouver resident, a short distance away, and we were able to arrest the man. Schneider has been charged with 3 counts of assault, 1 count of assault causing bodily harm, and 1 count of robbery, and he remains in custody. Investigators with the VPD's major crime section believe that the assaults were all unprovoked and random, so we're still trying to determine exactly what the motivation was for these assaults. I can tell you, as far as injuries go, all 5 victims were treated at the scene by BC Ambulance. 4 were released at the scene with minor physical injuries, and a 37-year-old Burnaby man was transported to hospital for an assessment and observation. He was released later. Investigators believe that there are additional victims that have not yet spoken to police or contacted police. This is after reviewing the available evidence that they had. We're asking anyone with information about these assaults or who may have been a victim themselves to please call our detectives in our major crime section at 604-717-2541. You can always call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-800-222-8477. I'm open to any questions that you may have.
Was the suspect known to police in any other way?
I don't have that information right now, and we're still trying to look at the motive for these assaults.
Why do you believe there were additional victims?
I believe in this investigation, there's a lot of CCTV footage in that area. Our officers also spoke to several witnesses, and they're under the impression, just from all the evidence that they've gathered so far, that there were more people that were assaulted other than the original 5 who have not yet contacted the police. So that's all based on the evidence that's gathered so far from our officers.
Is there an idea on how many more suspects? Like another 5, another 10?
I don't have that information, but it's very important that they come forward when we look at the totality of these things. There's a number of reasons why people don't call us. They might think it's not worth it for whatever reason that they have. We're just asking you that you call us. This was a series of assaults that all happened. Very troubling that these happened. They were random and unprovoked. And fortunately, no one was seriously physically injured, but it's still a very hard thing to take emotionally, or it can be. So we're asking anybody that may have been assaulted or may have witnessed this, and if you have not yet spoken to a police officer about this, please give us a call.
Can you talk more about the robbery charge?
I don't have that information, but a robbery charge, in essence, is an assault with a theft. So there would have been a theft associated to that to get a robbery charge. So I don't have the specifics of that.
What was allegedly stolen?
I don't have the specifics of that, but there has to have been a theft involved with an assault.
Given you're looking for more people to come forward, will you be releasing surveillance video, a picture of the suspect?
Not at this time. I mean, we used a geographical reference point of the C-Bus terminal, so anybody in or around that area. This happened close to Cordova Street on the front entrance to the waterfront station, so we're using that as a reference point. And I think the offense in itself would be enough to help people jog their memories as to what happened. It's not every day you're punched or assaulted randomly by somebody. So we're hoping that might ring a bell. The date, the time of this was just after 8:30 p.m. last Tuesday. And if we start releasing photos or still any images of the suspect, it may jeopardize potential court proceedings. So we're a little hesitant to do that at this time.
You don't think it might be helpful, though, as far as getting people who may have witnessed what happened to come forward and at least report?
It could be helpful, but we have to balance that with protecting the integrity of the investigation later on, so that we don't jeopardize anything for court purposes. It could affect court proceedings down the road, so we're reluctant to do that.
Can you explain how these alleged assaults happened? Did this guy just come out of nowhere? Was he following the victims?
So it's an ongoing investigation. So this has been assigned to detectives with our major crime unit, and they're thoroughly looking at trying to determine exactly what the motive was, what caused this. So we are able to say at this point these do appear to be random and unprovoked, which is troubling.
Were they separate groups of people, or was it one group of people that got attacked at once, and then so there was 5 of them at once, or were they sort of separate incidents separated by a length of time?
I don't have that information, but I don't believe it was one specific group all associated to each other, but I don't have specifics about where everybody was associated or not.
The 5 people injured, only one person went to hospital?
Correct.
One person went to hospital. Can you give us the age ranges of the people who were assaulted?
I don't have that. The only one we're releasing is the one 37-year-old man from Burnaby that was transported to hospital. I don't have the ages of the others.
And are you aware of the person charged? Is there mental health issues, drug issues, anything other, or is it just strictly robbery?
Well, it's still under investigation, and all of those questions are good, and those will form part of that investigation. So our detectives are working pretty hard to determine exactly what happened here, but we are a little bit troubled that these were random, unprovoked assaults.
Well, what about motive? I mean, with one count of robbery, could that possibly have been the motive?
They're going to look into that. I mean, there obviously was one count of robbery, which could be a bit of a red herring or not. We're still looking into exactly what happened here.
Is Mr. Snyder in custody?
He remains in custody, yes.
Can you help us understand how it unfolded, like where he was walking, where the people were walking, like did they cross paths in the assault?
I don't have all of that information, and we're not releasing that because it's still an active and ongoing investigation. We're just trying to give a geographical location to describe exactly where this happened and use some reference points that might help jog somebody's memory so that they come forward to us with information.
Any indication of whether they had been on a transit system together, or?
It was close to the C-bus terminal, but I don't have any information to indicate that they were actually transit occupants at that time.
And the 5 victims, do we know where they were residents of?
We're not releasing that right now, other than the one man that went to hospital is a Burnaby resident, 37-year-old man from Burnaby.
And the assaults themselves, were they very close together time-wise, or were they separated? Are you aware, did one happen at 8:30 and then another one at 9 and over a length of time, or were they very close together?
Yeah, these all happened very close together, looking at sort of one incident with 5 victims involved in a short time frame. We're very fortunate that we're able to arrest this man a short distance away in a short time. So our officers responded quite quickly, and we do credit assistance from several citizens to help us out identify this guy and make the arrest.
Could you talk about whereabouts he was arrested?
We're not releasing that right now, but we are saying it was close to the scene of where these assaults took place.
Can you talk a little bit about the Good Samaritans' efforts in the arrest?
We're always thankful for Good Samaritans that help us out with these types of things. In this case, somebody had followed the suspect and had pointed him out to us. There was also several people that called 911 to give us updates. And we like to recommend that you call us with that information if you are following a suspect. I mean, he's obviously a violent person, so call us, give us those updates, and those are very valuable to us when we're responding to these types of calls. So we do credit those 911 callers and those people that helped us out.
What kind of injuries, can you get into that specifically? Did the 37-year-old man from Burnaby suffer, and the others?
Well, it was enough to take him to hospital for an assessment, and they were all punched in the face and head area.
And was there any weapons involved at all?
It was just a punch. Yeah. Okay, thank you.